Both snakes and lizards are cold-blooded killers, but when the two meet on the battlefield, snakes never stand a chance against their distant cousins. They always end up getting pinned and fighting for their lives, and they almost never get to leave alive, which is exactly what we're about to see today. A battle of titans unfolded when a monitor lizard engaged a king cobra in close combat here. Despite facing one of the world's deadliest snakes, the lizard showed remarkable resilience against its venomous opponent. The fight became a brutal ground war, with both reptiles demonstrating surprising strength and combat agility. Though the cobra landed multiple strikes with its lethal fangs, the lizard's natural resistance to snake venom allowed it to continue fighting. Each time the cobra's attack should have proved decisive, the smaller lizard pressed on, gradually wearing down its more feared opponent. The monitor's persistence in the face of repeated bites completely crushed the cobra's spirit, as king cobras rarely, if ever, face defeat, let alone their opponents surviving their bites. The cobra's legendary status as an apex predator was simply insufficient against the lizard's combination of venom resistance and fighting stamina. This guy's backyard turned into a battlefield when a monitor lizard's deceptive strategy caught a huge cobra off guard. The lizard's initial feigned indifference transformed into violent action as it launched a surprise attack on one of nature's deadliest snakes. The lizard's aggressive assault disrupted the snake's typical hunting advantage, as the monitor's combination of power and speed turned what should have been a deadly encounter into an unexpectedly even match. A cobra that size usually devours other snakes and lizards and swallows them alive. But against a monitor lizard, they automatically turn into the victim. Their ultimate goal is to merely escape with their lives, which was why the cobra didn't dare make the first move, even though the monitor lizard was right in front of it, acting oblivious. Nature's gladiators clashed when a striking blue cobra met its match in a surprisingly strategic monitor lizard here. Instead of engaging in direct combat, the lizard employed patience over power, latching onto the snake's tail and playing the long game. The cobra's repeated strikes seemed to bounce off the lizard's indifference as it maintained its grip, waiting for exhaustion to do the work. Each of the snake's desperate attacks met the same steady response, an unwavering hold that slowly drained its opponent's energy. The lizard's tactical approach highlighted a different kind of combat intelligence, choosing stamina over speed. While the cobra twisted and struck with deadly intent, its opponent remained focused on a single effective strategy. Though the clip ended before revealing a victor, the lizard's methodical approach and iron grip suggested it understood something crucial about survival. Sometimes winning means simply outlasting your opponent. Here we have a monitor lizard that seized a black cobra by the neck, eliminating the snake's primary weapon, its jaws finding the perfect hold point to neutralize any counterattack. Caught in the lizard's deadly grip, the cobra's usual defensive advantages evaporated. Each attempt to escape only met with tighter pressure as the monitor's powerful jaw muscles maintained their crushing hold. The encounter's outcome became clear as the cobra's resistance weakened under the relentless pressure. When the clip ended, the monitor lizard remained in complete control, and it was clear that it was going to win. After this monitor lizard pinned a cobra's lower body, the snake saw no way out but to bite back. With its movements somewhat limited, the cobra's only option was to sink its fangs into the lizard's leg. Despite the painful bite, the monitor maintained its grip, seemingly understanding the temporary nature of its discomfort. The lizard's calculated restraint suggested confidence in its natural venom resistance. When the cobra finally released its bite, the lizard too loosened its hold, but with tactical purpose. Rather than continuing the struggle, the monitor appeared to recognize that time was now on its side. The cobra's venom would prove useless, while its own bite would seal the snake's fate. The lizard's patience proved as deadly as any immediate kill, knowing the snake's most potent weapon would have no effect on its resistant physiology. Its strategy eliminated the need for further combat, letting nature's chemistry finish what its bite had started. fatal miscalculation turned to stunning resilience when a monitor lizard's imperfect grip on a cobra's body left the snake's head free to counterattack. Despite securing its hold on the cobra's upper section, the lizard's tactical error allowed its opponent deadly striking range. The cobra seized its opportunity, launching a series of vicious strikes at the lizard's head with devastating force. Yet the monitor's response defied natural logic. It simply ignored the cobra's assault, maintaining its iron grip as if the deadly bites were mere inconvenience. Each of the snake's increasingly frantic attacks met the same stoic response, the lizard's hold never wavering, despite the cobra's desperate attempts to force a release. An epic 6-minute clash took place between a monitor lizard and massive cobra here. The reptilian warriors traded positions and attacks, with neither willing to concede defeat. The fight transformed into a brutal display of endurance as both combatants alternated between offensive strikes and defensive holds. Each creature seized whatever advantage it could find, targeting heads, necks, and bodies in their desperate struggle for dominance. The intensity peaked when both reptiles locked onto each other's mouths in a stunning display of mutual aggression. Despite the exhausting duration, neither showed signs of backing down or diminishing ferocity. When the footage ended, the ancient rivals remained locked in combat, their struggle still undecided. They both gave it their all, but they were too evenly matched. While most predators would avoid a large black cobra, a monitor lizard sees only opportunity. This one charged without hesitation, relying on its thick hide to render the cobra's venomous defense useless. The size difference proved meaningless, as the lizard's superior combat abilities left the snake virtually defenseless. The lizard could have fought it out with the snake, but it chose to employ a tactic that we already saw in one of the previous clips, securing the cobra's tail with a precise bite and simply waiting. The cobra's desperate attempts to free itself proved futile against both the lizard's grip and its spreading venom. The lizard knew that it could hold it in position like that forever, and it decided to save its energy for consuming the snake rather than waste it on a fight that it had already won. Primal hunger turned deadly when a monitor lizard and a black cobra crossed paths in arid terrain here, their encounter erupting into savage combat. The lizard's initial strike secured a firm grip on its opponent, followed by an unusual strategy of complete stillness. Despite the cobra's frenzied counterattacks and repeated strikes, the monitor maintained its seemingly lifeless hold. The snake's increasingly desperate attempts to force a release met with eerie indifference, as if the lizard had transformed into living stone. Each of the cobra's bites and struggles crashed against the same wall of unresponsiveness, the lizard's grip remaining unchanged regardless of the snake's tactics. The snake was the one holding the lizard in its bite here, or that's what it seemed like initially at least. The two cold-blooded beasts had attacked at the same time, and they both ended up biting each other's mouths. Neither of them was able to let go or get the other to let go, and the snake started trying to slither away. But it only ended up pushing the lizard as it tried to advance, as the lizard simply refused to budge or let go. The clip was a very short one, and it ended up with both of them still stuck like that. I'm betting on the lizard's venom to decide this one though, as I don't think the snake was able to stay conscious for very long. This clip shows a surprisingly one-sided tussle. An Asian water monitor, a pretty hefty lizard, and a young reticulated python got into it. But it wasn't the epic battle that the snake expected. The python was tiny compared to the lizard, and even though it was quick to wrap itself around the monitor's head as soon as it got bit, the whole thing was over really quickly. The monitor lizard was just too powerful, and it carried the snake away with it to eat, completely unaffected by the terrified snake's desperate squeezing. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please, turn on your notifications bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.